Alright, let's talk about the Essential Phone. If you're a person who reads tech news, you probably know that Essential Products, the company that made the Essential Phone, founded by Andy Rubin, the father of Android, just went out of business not too long ago. And the Essential Phone, however, specifically the Essential PH1, became the first and only product that Essential had ever released. Now, it's almost 2.5 years since the Essential Phone's original launch date in 2017, and let's see if the Essential Phone can still hold up nowadays in 2020. And most importantly, is getting an Essential Phone worth it? This is Maxwell from M3 Tech, and let's find it out together. Sure, many people think that the Essential Phone was a big flop. It's, well, partially true, since it gathered such a large amount of hype upon its release, but didn't actually earn any good reviews. However, during the past 2.5 years, Essential made some great patches and updates to its phone software, and that fixed most of the issues that the users are being complained about. At its first release, the Essential Phone's high price tag made a lot of people step back from it. But now, in 2020, the price was so low that it can be viewed as the same price range as some low to mid-range devices out there, especially when you look at the used market. But what you get from buying an Essential Phone is not a mid-ranger, it's in fact the flagship performance of the year 2017 to 2018. I picked up mine, the Halo Grey Exclusive Edition, for $250 Canadian. But it's not only for the phone itself, it came with the entire set of essential accessories. But if you don't need those accessories, you can easily get an original ceramic black color Essential Phone for less than $200, around $150 or so. But first thing first, let's talk about the specs. For starters, it packs a Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 certified processor, 4GB of RAM, 128GB of internal storage. On the front of the phone, there's the iconic 5.71-inch display at the weird 2560 x1312 resolution and a 19.5:10 aspect ratio. On the back of the phone, you will get from the left to right the dual LED flash, the laser autofocus, the dual 13 megapixels RGB plus monochrome cameras, the noise cancelling mic, and 2 contact points for the essential accessories, including the 360 camera and the audio adapter that was released afterwards. Below all that is the rear-mounted fingerprint sensor. Despite it being a phone released in 2017, it does not came with a headphone jack, which at that time is still a very controversial topic. But now we know that most phones won't have a headphone jack anyway, so maybe that could supposedly be a good excuse for the Essential Phone in 2020. I've been using the Essential Phone as my daily driver for a week now, and here's my thoughts. First of all, before switching to the Essential Phone, my daily driver is this, the Galaxy S10 5G, which is a huge phone. That made me feel like the Essential Phone is too small for my hands to type on comfortably. However, the small size of the Essential Phone had many benefits. For example, it fits everywhere. And when I'm using a big phone, that's a pain in the neck when I'm always afraid that it will slip out of my trousers pockets. But when I'm using the Essential Phone, it's not an issue, however. Secondly, the bottom left mounted speaker can be very easily covered when I'm using it in landscape mode, especially when playing games and stuff. Also, not including a stereo speaker is also a pain, but these are all minor things that won't affect daily usage that much. Thirdly, the battery life. The battery in the Essential Phone is a 3040 mAh capacity. It's, well, okay when it first released in 2017, but now the battery life is getting worse and worse. My Essential Phone suffers an unexpected shutdown when it's around 40%, but because that Essential Phone display is so glued down to the frame, replacing the battery will be a catastrophe. Now, many people would like to know how this Snapdragon 835 chipset holding on nowadays. Well, to my surprises, this processor holds down amazingly good. And because of the stock Android firmware on the Essential Phone, the experience is so smooth that you can hardly encounter any slowdowns. Yes, 4GB of RAM may seem a little bit small for 2020, but it's absolutely enough for daily usage. Also, I want to mention about the camera. The stock camera app, well, sucks. The picture produced on the stock camera app is really bad, but you can install a special version of Google Camera, also known as Gcam, that will enable the HDR Plus feature that could be only found on the Google Pixel series devices. Images produced by Gcam are amazing ones. Obviously not as good as, let's say, the Galaxy S10, but it will be way better than other low to mid-range devices out there. Now, let's head for the conclusions. The Essential Phone actually holds up pretty well in 2020. In my opinion, I can use the Essential Phone as my daily driver in 2020 still. But is it worth it for $200? Definitely yes, but should you buy it? Maybe, and maybe not. The Essential Phone is a great device in 2020, but the battery life may be a concern for a lot of people. Let me know what you think. Is the Essential Phone worth it? And would you buy it in 2020? Alright guys, this has been an M3 Tech video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.